I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal before this decade is out of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the earth. No single space project in this period will be more impressive to mankind or more important for the long-range exploration of space.
It was almost 2 o'clock by the time I got back to the paper, and they called me over and they said, do you have anything as good as this? And it was Jack Beer's picture, which was already on the wire. Jack always liked to get up high. He was standing on this little concrete wall behind us, and I really think that's why he fired his camera when he did, because he saw it happen first. So I went in, ran my film. Chief photographer was right outside the door, and I remember letting out some sort of a yell, and that's when we realized we beat our competition.
The physical experience. Today I bring to you voting video number 47. Down below in the more info section, you'll find a link to the first 46 voting videos. Worthy of note is Andrew Zimmerman of Bizarre Foods. I recall his name being Zimmerman. However, in this reality, his name is Zimmern. Over 1,000 people agree with me and recall Zimmerman. Also Kit Kat with a dash or a hyphen. Over 1,000 people agree that there was a hyphen in Kit Kat. There never has been in this reality. So moving on to the JFK assassination, I recall 4 people in this vehicle. I remember watching the assassination film numerous times throughout the past 20, 30 years. Always recall 4 people in the vehicle. It's as if Governor Connolly and his wife just came out of nowhere and popped into the car in this reality. And now there's 6 people. I remember them following in a car behind the presidential limo. This brace thing here looks kind of odd, this cross member on the car. So please thumb this video up if you recall 4 people like I do. If there's always been 6 people in the car, please thumb down the video. I also wanted to mention that I'm sure there'll be plenty of people who will be saying that, oh, well, you're just confusing this with National Lampoon Vacation. People who aren't experiencing this phenomenon, which is totally mind-blowing and has been ramping up this year, they'll say that, oh, well, you're just remembering the 4 people here from National Lampoon Vacation, or they'll come up with something else. They just can't see how we can have conscious memories of something different, of only 4 people being in JFK's vehicle when he was assassinated. Well, this is a real phenomenon, everyone who's having trouble with that. I always recommend to go research quantum physics. Maybe that will help you understand how this could be possible. But that's about it. Please thumb up the video if you agree with me and you only recall 4 people in the vehicle. Now you can go search Mandela effect, JFK assassination. Other people have done videos on this. Took me a few months to get around to this. There's some reality residue where there's a museum with a 4-seater Lincoln, and there's some other information where it's showing some leftover residue from the other reality, which is mixed with this one, where there were only 4 people in the vehicle. But most of the evidence clearly shows that there are 6, but that's not my memory. That's not my conscious memory is of 4. I was conscious in a reality where there were 4. So if you agree with me, thumb up the video. If you don't, thumb it down.
Well, hello, my friends. We are back. Well, there's our first clue as to where we're going today. Well, here we are, the Henry Ford Museum in Greenfield Village. So we have made it, my friends, and what we are doing today is we are going to explore the Henry Ford Museum. Now, this museum is, I got to be honest, one of the most interesting museums in all of the United States. They have some of the most talked about, vehicles in history here. And today's vlog, you notice I'm wearing a different pair of sunglasses because today's a Patreon vlog for Sean and Chris Smith. So I hope you enjoy it. Now let's go take the tour. And there's the man this is named after, Mr. Henry Ford. And no, that is not Doc Brown's clock tower. That's the entrance to the museum. So let's go. Just to walk in, it's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Well, first things first, we've got right here, Thomas A. Edison has written his name as well as put his footprints above that shovel where they've done, looks like a induction ceremony of some sort. 1928, September 27th. I personally am not an Edison fan, and my brother is not either, because we fall on the Tesla side of things. And if you know anything about the history, many believe Tesla was, well, he was screwed over and possibly even done in by Thomas Edison. And right here is footage of Thomas Edison actually doing that groundbreaking ceremony, writing his name in the ground right there. You see it? You can see him signing it right there. Now, right now, we're approaching the presidential vehicles, and probably the most famous presidential vehicle of all time is here. This first one is the Reagan car. Now, you might have seen this when the assassination attempt happened, and they had to shovel him in there to get him out of here. I believe that was this car. I think it would have been on the other side. Wow. And they originally made this for President Nixon, but yeah, this was the one. This was the one that Ronald Reagan would have been ushered into.
Big dent in the door from where?
Yeah, and you can see there's a little mark in the door, like a dent, from where they were hustling everybody in. Gosh, check that out. Right there, you can see it. Now the limo in front of us, it says President Kennedy's 1963 assassination. And this limousine represents a pivotal moment in our nation's history when we as Americans were simultaneously consumed by shock, a scene of loss, and fear for a future. Now, obviously, we all know, if you've ever seen the footage, that, well, you can see it right here. It was a convertible. So they've put the top back on, but as we get to this back passenger seat, that's where John F. Kennedy was sitting. He would have been assassinated right in this seat. Jackie would have been in that seat, and she would have crawled out the back during that motorcade. I can't believe we're seeing that. And then here he is, riding in the car. And here he is, riding in that seat that fateful day. So if President Kennedy would have been sitting right here, he would have had a view right there. And then I have to get a back view because, you know, obviously we've seen where the shot came from behind, and right here on the back is where Jackie would have, well, originally we thought she was trying to get out, but we find out later that she was actually retrieving a piece of his head, his skull. She was retrieving it from the back. And President Kennedy would have been sitting right there. There it is.